When the Oscar nominations for Best Picture came out, I'd only seen Mad Max, The Big Short, and Brooklyn. And so I thought, hey, Mad Max could actually win that. A few days later, I watched Spotlight and thought, well, stuff Mad Max, that is the clear winner. A few days after that, I saw The Revenant and thought, well, there you go, nobody's gonna beat that. Yesterday, I watched Room. If Room doesn't win Best Picture, there is no justice in this world.
He was trying to trick me, okay? There wasn't a dog. Old Nick stole me.
I want a different story!
No, this is the story that you get. He put me in his garden shed. Here. Room is the shed.
Room is directed by Lenny Abrahamson and stars Brie Larson and Jacob Tremblay. The Room is based on the best-selling novel by Emma Donoghue and is about a girl who at the age of 17 gets kidnapped, put in a room and isn't allowed to leave. While there, she gives birth to her son Jack, who we're introduced to on his 5th birthday. Having grown up in the room, he doesn't know anything about the outside world, and as such doesn't think it exists.
You chose to tell Jack that Room was the whole world, that there was nothing else.
Good morning, lamp. Good morning, plant. Good morning, sink.
I wanted him to feel safe.
So the story of the way this film came about is actually quite interesting. Lenny Abrahamson was in town one day and saw a woman coming out of a bookshop carrying Room. He thought to himself, I wonder what the Steven Spielberg adaptation of that would be. After going home and thinking about it, he decided that he'd like to direct the film. So he sent a letter to the author of the book explaining why his version would be better than all other famous directors. And he got the contract. And all I can say is thank goodness he did. He smashed it. For such a simple story, he managed to bring out tension, excitement, sadness, happiness, all of these emotions crammed into a 2-hour film. While the subject of the film is very dark and depressing, it does have a sort of feel-good vibe to it that Abrahamson creates throughout the duration of the film. It will make you cry, but it will also make you smile and laugh and leave the cinema feeling very happy. To say it was a roller coaster of emotions doesn't quite cut it. So going into this film, I didn't know much about it and figured for the most part it would take place in this room. However, there is an extensive part of the movie that takes place out of the room, with them having to adapt, mainly Jack, to the reality of this world that he's suddenly presented with. Brie Larson is stunningly good and has rightfully earned her nomination for Best Actress. However, I think she plays more of a supporting role to Jacob Tremblay, who plays Jack. The film hinges around his performance, and he smashed it out the park. There have only ever been 6 actors and actresses under the age of 16 to be given Oscar nominations, and only 1 to be given a nomination for their leading role. I think it is a travesty that Jacob Tremblay didn't get a nomination for Best Actor. His performance makes this film and is heartbreaking to watch.
I've been in the world 37 hours.
That's us.
I've seen windows and hundreds of cars and birds and Grandma and Grandpa.
Jack, someone here'd like to meet you.
Outstanding doesn't fully describe this film, and I hope beyond hope that it wins Best Picture, because all of the other films in this category are nowhere near as good as this movie. Easily this film gets a 90 from me. So there we go. Room with 90 is only 2 points above The Revenant, which got 88, and 1 point below Star Wars. The only reason I didn't give it more than Star Wars is because that film shocked me with how fantastic and fun it was to watch. Room is a better film in terms of the way it was put together, but Star Wars was just so much fun. So there we go. Room 90, second on the film wall.